For today's cup of coffee, we have one of those very odd stories that we love. Totally.
Ow.
And this comes from the Daily Mail. It is by Lizzie May, and this was August 11th of 2022. There were several odd stories that came out on the 11th. Of course they did. And so I snagged several of them while I could.
Yeah.
And this is entitled, Man Smashes His Way Out of a Coffin After Being Buried Alive.
How did he smash the coffin?
Well, it's going to tell us.
I need to know.
So, well, you will know.
Was it like Kill Bill style? Like full on, like pie me? Like
You will know. You will know. Link will be in the description box. And it says, a man has told how he smashed his way out of a coffin after being buried alive by festival goers as a sacrifice to Mother Earth when he passed out while drinking in Bolivia.
My God.
And says after passing out the night before following a heavy drinking session at the opening of the Mother Earth Festival in El Alto, Bolivia, which was August the 5th, Victor Hugo Mica Alvarez, 30, found himself 50 miles away inside a casket. And says the Mother Earth Festival sees people giving thanks to Pachamama. For real, Pachamama.
But you know what? That serves him not to drink and pass out.
Pachamama is the goddess of earth and fertility, where they give offerings, also known as a sulu, to the planet. I think I'm pronouncing it right. That's close enough. Indigenous Bolivians believe the goddess opens her mouth for offerings in August, and many will give anything from live animals to sheep fetuses, feti. Shouldn't it be feti? As well as
the correct term is
leaves
like
and sweets.
You're asking me when I'm like the correct term is octopuses, but everybody uses octopi because it sounds better.
Octopuses is stupid. Octopi, it's fungi. It's not funguses.
Fetuses.
Well, you know, why would it be feti? Anyhow, they sacrifice some interesting things.
Why is it not heist? Why is it houses instead of heist?
Right, because English is a bizarre language.
Yes.
Some say that ancient human sacrifices and offerings are still carried out in secret.
Sacrifice.
And Alvarez believes that other partygoers had buried him alive as a Sulu, sacrificing him to Mother Earth. The 30-year-old told a local Bolivian news outlet, quote, last night was the pre-entry of the festival. We went dancing, and afterwards, I don't remember. The only thing I remember is that I thought I was in my bed. I wanted to get up and go urinate, and I couldn't move. When I pushed the coffin, I was able to break a glass that it had in it, and that way I was able to get out. They wanted to use me as a Sulu, end quote. But to add insult to injury, when Alvarez reported his burial to police, they refused to believe him, saying he was too drunk. The offerings to Pachamama continue all year round, with many indigenous people taking part in folk dances and ritual ceremonies.
Why didn't he just take them to the hole where he climbed out of?
Well, that's a good question. That is a good question.
Be like, you want to see? You want to fucking see?
I don't think that they really cared, and we don't know. Maybe the police...
They probably were in on it.
Exactly. They may have been part of this, you know, they may have been working for Pachamama. That would be a hell of a thing. You know, you talk about it. Those people that
He broke a glass. He broke a glass. Okay, what the fuck? Like, how did he use that to get out of the coffin?
Well, I don't know that they
Or was the glass part of the coffin?
I don't know. It was part of the coffin was what it was. Because in some countries, they do have a window so that you can peer down on the corpse.
That's disturbing as fuck.
There's a lot of... when you go into funerary customs and how caskets used to be made and different things like that, there's some really interesting things. And maybe it's one of those, you know, that he should have been back in Victorian times where they had the bell that you could ring to let people know that you were alive.
The little straw, a mile-long straw sticking up, be like for air.
Yeah. And that they could yell through those also.
Hey!
How horrible would that be? How horrible.
Through a straw.
I mean, poor old dude. Here he was just partying.
What if no one's around to hear?
Exactly. But now they did have caretakers that used to live there on the site of certain cemeteries, and that every day they would, do what needed to be done. People don't do that anymore. I think embalming took away any possibility of somebody being buried alive, except for Alvarez, and he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Now, any of us who have ever had a problem with alcohol in the past, we've had those nights of waking up and going, oh God, how did I get here? And never remembering. But to wake up in a coffin, that man is scarred for life. And it would be smart if he never touches another drop of alcohol.
He probably needs a drink after that.
Well, that's what I was going to say. If the police thought he was still drunk, it's like, no, hell no, he was traumatized.
Yeah.
And that they had moved him 50 miles away.
How did he get back? How did he, did he hike?
It didn't say.
We need to know that.
Well, you'll have to contact
the details.
him. I guess he's there in Bolivia. So if anybody knows anybody
he probably
in Bolivia,
moved out of there.
If anybody knows anybody in Bolivia, maybe we can get in touch with Victor Hugo Micah Alvarez and find out, We'd be willing to interview him.
Yeah.
We would. We could record that and...
I want to know if there's a little window, how big is the window?
Well, and you've got to wonder, as far as, it says that it was buried. How deep was it buried?
Yeah.
Because that's one of the things...
Gravity and dirt, that will just fall in on you.
Right.
And so you have to dig. You have to hold your breath and dig the whole damn time.
Well, if you go back and read Anne Rice's Interview with a Vampire, and it talks about the European vampires, that was one of the reasons that they were very animalistic, was that they had to claw their way out of the grave. And that it had basically broken their brains. Yeah. So they were not the happy, suave vampires.
No.
Not most of them, anyhow. So they had even Claudia she's like, they had rejected those vampires. Interesting book. But yeah, Buried Alive. Don't be drinking at some of these odd festivals where things that you don't know what people are going to do.
Yeah.
But that would be horrible. It's like he couldn't have been the only one passed out. Were there others that they buried alive?
More likely.
And it's like if they were going to do a human sacrifice, wouldn't they have made sure he was dead?
No, they need a live sacrifice.
Why didn't they put a mirror under his nose? That's the traditional old school thing to see if somebody is alive or dead.
A sacrifice is something alive and then you kill it.
Well, but they put him in the coffin and buried him alive. How is that? Like I said, before they put him under the ground, why didn't they do something? There's all sorts of ritualistic sacrifices to choose from. Thousands of years worth of it.
Ilo's gonna be a sacrifice.
No, don't pick.
Look at the skin.
He's over here messing with the cat.
You gotta look
and I know
the
he's
weird little,
messing with the cat.
The weird little watch. Look.
I see that.
I'm making him twitch.
And poor little, if you all would please, we need prayers for Hilo.
Yeah.
Because little guy has got teeth issues severely. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be a couple more weeks before we can get him in to have those extracted. And he's having a really hard time eating.
I thought he had an appointment.
At the 25th. Today is the 11th.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Wait, I thought you called and...
That was if there was a cancellation. There was no cancellation today. Mm. So it would be next Thursday to see if there is another cancellation.
Okay.
So please be in prayer for him. He can't eat. he can eat very little because that it hurts. If you've ever had an abscessed tooth,
it hurts like hell
to try to eat anything. And so, yeah, prayers.
$500.
Yeah, we're very kind. Yeah, and that was by the generosity of somebody who's like, here, I'll pay for this. And it was just, yeah. There's always something to pray about in our world. It says, pray without ceasing. God was serious with us.
Yeah.
Massively.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
So. But if you've got experiences that you would like to discuss with us, paranormal, supernatural encounters, UFOs, aliens, cryptids, buried alive. I hope nobody out there has had that experience.
Were you buried alive?
That's a huge fear. I mean, that's that whole,
claustrophobia.
Absolutely. That would be just horrible. And if you've got local, regional, or family
I would like to try
myths
to
or
do
legends.
the Kill Bill thing and just smash my way out too.
Oh, God, no. If you have local, regional, or family sacrifice rituals, those would be interesting to hear, seriously, because we've got people from different countries and stuff, and that would be fascinating too, for you all to share those with us.
Yeah.
Send us an email, cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com, and the email address is also there in the description box. Know that you're loved. Know that we're very glad that you're above ground.
We will never bury you alive.
No, we wouldn't. we would put a mirror underneath your nose, make sure that it didn't
check your pulse,
didn't fog over there. You missing your cue? Where are you?
Waiting for you. I don't know if you're done or not. Damn. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and most of all, subscribe and click that notification button for daily notifications of our daily uploads. Thank you all. Have a good. We'll see you all in the next one. Bye.
Bye.